Oh, some Yeti, J-Bird, beautiful boys. Thank you so much for turning up. I never tell them when I'm streaming, the mods. They just sort of fear if they're around. It's genuinely appreciated. Super early for you as well, I know. Yeah. Zin's working on the podcast at the moment. All right, give me 2 minutes and then we'll start properly. Like to ask a question during the live stream. Question brackets will typically help me pick it out. And we'll get into all of those. And I'll just generally have a bit of a chat and a rant. CitizenCon is less than 2 weeks away. We've been given some details of it. Still waiting on the... We'll get into that in a minute. Right. I think we're good. Let us turn down the music a little. Make my beautiful face appear. Hi! I hope you're doing well. I'm BoredGamer. I'm the beautiful potato boy. If the music goes too loud or something weird happens, please tell me. I might have to dash off. There's a plumber supposed to be coming around at some point. I've got a leaky shower. That's not a euphemism. They're coming to fix it at the moment. I hope everyone is doing well. We've had loads going on with Apple 3.24.2 and load leaks and stuff like that for that, which we can talk about. Some of the leaks if people bring them up as questions, but I'm not going to actively pursue and talk about leaks. So I've done a couple of videos on some of them and some of the rumors behind stuff. 3.24.2 we do know is based on the 4.0 code base, but they've obviously turned off a load of the features, but they're also simultaneously bringing a load more of the 4.0 features, at least little bits of them, into 3.24.2, and they're testing things out like server meshing and all that sort of stuff at the moment as well. So they are effectively in an early PTU cycle for 4.0 as well at the moment, but yeah, 3.24.2 on the Wave 1 PTU at the moment. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's excited for CitizenCon. CitizenCon starts on the 19th of October. It's going to be on the 18th, 19th and 20th, kind of. So there's a big blast citizen and lots of stuff happening on the 18th. But I suppose nothing live streamed, I suppose, beyond what content creators is going to be doing. And then CitizenCon properly starts on the 19th, which is the main day. And then you've got a much shorter CitizenCon day on the Sunday, all of which is going to be live streamed. So hopefully people will be excited for that. What have we got question-wise so far? So yeah, feel free to ask any questions you want. Question in brackets. You don't need to donate or fuck money at us in any way, shape or form to get questions answered. I'll just come to them. But you're more than welcome to. CitizenCon's expensive. We're paying for CitizenCon ourselves. I'm paying for me, Zin, and her partner. Let's all go. Thank you very much for all the kind words. Genuinely appreciated. Thank you, thank you. Let's talk CitizenCon. It didn't happen yet, did it? No, it has not happened yet. We have got some details of it, though. We know it's based... the physical event is going to be themed after the UES Barbary. And that's the Bengal carrier that appeared at Fleet Week a couple of years ago. And we're expecting a load of Squadron 42 announcements. I'm expecting Squadron 42 celebrities there. I'm expecting a release date for Squadron 42, but that is my expectations. Does not necessarily mean it is accurate. I suspect it is. Yes, so 3.24.2 does have the Zeus Mark IIs in it, or at least the CL and ES version. It's got the probably going to have the new caves, as long as they don't break. So the acid and rock cave archetypes are in there. Looks like hover trolleys might be in there. And there's loads of stuff. There's the 4.0 code base. It's got the new MFDs and HUD stuff, which is pretty big. Loads of tweaks to weapons and sort of balance stuff. So one of the things that was causing a lot of drama for people was the movement of two of the big weapons from the Drake Corsair from the pilot to another seat. And people are like, why are you moving some of the weapons away from the pilot? That just seems like you're nerfing the ship. It's not a ship nerf, is it? But it is a pilot seat nerf, effectively. But it does look like they're going to probably be doing that for lots of the larger ships, making them more multi-crew relevant. But I suppose you're going to need a crew for these ships anyway, because a lot of people are like, I want to fly these solo. You're not going to be able to fly them solo without an NPC crew or AI blades, or at least not take them into combat, because you'll take attrition damage really quickly, well, most likely, and you'll be having fires and relays burning out and components getting damaged, which you'll need crewmen for, or AI blades, or NPC crew, right? But I mean, that's just my view on that. But there's, a load of data mined leaks and stuff like that, but we don't know if they're things that are planned for 3.24.2, for 4.0, for later, the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo or CitizenCon. Also, we don't know when 3.24.2 is coming out. I'm expecting it to be a CitizenCon patch at the moment, and then a 3.24.3 for Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. How long do you think until Stair Locomotion Tier 2 and Salvage Tier 1 is implemented? So, there are updates coming to Salvage and Locomotion and animations all the time. I'm not sure if it's going to be a big update until they're just saying we're on the next versions of those, or if it's going to be... I think it's going to be lots of iterative updates, and you'll see improvements from patch to patch. That's my expectation for that. First, hope you're well. What would make CitizenCon a success for you? I mean, as long as I go to the event, really enjoy it, and I'm able to get home and make some videos on it quick on the Sunday, I'm going to be pretty happy. So, I'd like a Squadron 42 hard release date. I'd like a roadmap plan to 1.0 for a commercial release of Star Citizen. Those are the two big things I want to see. I mean, there are people talking about sort of like Squadron 42 Chapter 1 demos. So that's not Episode 1. Episode 1's what we're getting for Squadron 42. And there's another 2 AAA games and coming after that, Episode 2 and 3. But Chapter 1 would be the first like 3-4% of the game sort of thing. It's like 21 chapters. I can't remember the amount of chapters, actually. I need to go double check and see if there's been any changes there. Yeah, people have been talking about maybe they're trying to get something like that out. But I really loved 2019 when I went to CitizenCon, again in the UK. and it's going to be hopefully more of the same, but bigger and better. Did you participate in any of the 1,000-player server tests? Yes, I did. What are your impressions? So when I did the earlier ones, I'm not sure if they were 1,000-player. Or maybe one of them was. So in one of the earlier tests, it was really janky, really buggy, really desyncy. One of the earlier ones. The most recent one, absolutely fantastic. Like, certainly not perfect. There were bugs and stuff. I was only there for a few minutes. But I think my server had like 920 people or something. And it was playable. There were a load of people around. A little bit laggy, desyncy from what they were all doing. But very, it was a magnitude better than what it was previously. So really impressed with what they're doing and just optimizing it, right? They're able to do that before even 4.0 is in proper testing. I think we can say that the 3.24.2 branch and the tech preview stuff is kind of tests for 4.0. Do you think we will get any information in terms of production on the Expanse and on the Rylan at CitizenCon? We'll get some ship updates, yeah. I'm not sure exactly what ships are going to be updated and talking about, but potentially. When do you think 3.24.2 is going to release? Probably CitizenCon patch. I think it's going to be planned for live. I'm going to upgrade my cutter to the Zeus Mark II CL if it's on the upgrade bit of the Pledge Store. Oh, it should almost certainly be, right? So there'll be a bit of a ship sale around CitizenCon and 3.24.2. But if not, you'll be able to get any ship you want pretty much from the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo in November. Is it better a leaky shower than a golden one? Oh no. The problem with a leaky shower is that it could be leaking inside my walls, causing mold, which is my current fear. Do you think the new ground vehicle from Sneak Peek will be a base builder? It might be. It might be the Argo MCV from the past. It may well be. So it does look Argo-like. So it is quite possible. There's loads of leaks at the moment, and a load of people saying they know what these ships are, and a load of people saying these are one thing or these are another. With the leaks and the rumours and stuff, treat them big grain of salt with them, because stuff like that might change significantly, might have been true at a time, but it no longer is, might literally just be something to throw you off the scent, like the Misk Raptor, right? Which turned out to be a street sweeper that they had put crumbs in there for you for April Fools. I mean, there was rumours, I'm not potential spoiler. There was like data mines and data leaks of the sandworm in some of the patch bits and bobs. So that might be because they want to show it off in a demo or something, or it could be because they're trying to troll you. CIG are literally trying to put things in to go lol lol lol. Sorry to hear about your leaky shower. Hope you're doing well otherwise. Yes, I am, Japer. Thank you very much. It's all good, isn't it? I mean, it's pretty minor. I could live with it. What does everyone think the 2 mystery items are going to be? Yes, so as part of the CitizenCon digital goodies pack, there's a couple of items they're going to be making on the show floor. I don't know. If they're going to be making them there, then they can't be something that has a definitive important presence. If you see what I mean, because they'd already have that nailed down. I don't recognise this song. Oh, I'll tell you why I don't recognise this song. Because it's effectively new, and so Chiff Monkey maintains a Star Citizen original soundtrack, and I typically use that the music there for some of my videos, or to chuck in to my stream for like the background sound, and he's added some new tunes, or at least reshifted them. Project Calliope or Calliope, based on how you want to say it, correctly or incorrectly. I am looking forward to base building vehicle. I do also think that a base building vehicle is a very good idea for CIG to get in game in the not too distant future, because then they can do small scale base building, and we know that they're going to be talking about things like homesteads at CitizenCon this year, because they said they are, which we are expecting to be the first and most simplest type of player bases. An MCV, if people don't know, is mobile construction vehicle. Just what else have we got? When will they work on suit lockers, or is that a feature that won't come soon? So suit lockers and storage like that looks like they had kind of planned for homesteads. So you're probably going to start to see stuff like that at CitizenCon this year. You're right, Wiley Type, mate. You hoping to see anything particularly exciting at CitizenCon? Obviously, as an ex-CIG dev. For the Zeus Mark II, do you think when you press flight ready, the gun at the bottom will be down every time, as I'm going to have that up my CL, as I'm going to fly it solo and then use the front guns? I don't know. Obviously, I haven't flown those ships yet. Emoting Corsair for Taurus. No. All the larger ships are probably going to get tweaked, so they are more multi-crew incentivized, in my opinion, at the very least. Stormfire, thank you so much for the gifts. Hope you are well, sir. I'm looking forward to CitizenCon and seeing a load of people there. If you've got any questions you want me to ask anyone at CitizenCon, please let me know. But thank you so much for those gifted subs. Genuinely appreciated. All goes to help the channel. Do you think any of the surprise ships will come out at CitizenCon and will be from the concept backlog? Oh, from the concept backlog. No, so, I mean, you're going to get stuff from the concept backlog turn up in 4.0 and sort of first half of next year anyway. And potentially at the IAE. Things like the Polaris, right? We know is going to turn up at the IAE. Or at least that's the plan. I think we could see some stuff turn up at CitizenCon for sure. As part of 3.24.2 as well, kind of. Obviously, they've got Intergalactic Aerospace Expo in November, relatively hot on the heels of CitizenCon. It's going to be even more stuff, right? Lots more ships there. And they are getting loads of ships completed out of the backlog and loads more beyond that into the game each year now. Corsair change is fine, but the guns not being able to really traverse and being locked in a forward position just doesn't seem like much fun. Do you think the new MFDs will get some change, or are they here to stay? So they get tweaked and iterated on a little. Star Citizen is an alpha for a reason, right? Do you think the Aaron Halo gates developed by ArcCorp are still planned to be added, or have they been scrapped? No, I think we'll see them. They'll want them as a natural sort of break in the star system. I think the gates and the Aaron Halo will be properly done at some point in Stanton. Considering the sheer variety of ships we will end up with by Star Citizen's commercial launch, do you believe balance is actually possible? Yes, but to what extent? And so a balance is possible, yeah. Doesn't necessarily mean it's perfectly fair in all situations. Is there going to be stuff that is more powerful than others in certain situations? Yes, but you could argue that's kind of part of the balance. And they can go, okay, so actually this is better for this scenario in these situations. Well, we'll make the ammo more expensive. We'll make the maintenance costs more expensive, stuff like that. So there's lots of other stuff you can do. It depends on what you define as balance and what you want within that balance, and then I can answer your question better. But it's going to be literally going to be, can we have everything perfectly combat balanced? No, not for individual one-on-ones. Don't need to, though, because there is the wider gameplay loop of stamina and cost and bringing the right thing at the right time. There's a load of stuff going on, right? So, how does Eve do it? And you could argue that you don't need... You need a solid rock, paper, scissors experience, but obviously it's rock, paper, scissors, lasers, capital ships, torpedoes. Like, there's a lot going on. Given all the changes wrought by 3.24.2, do you think they will revamp the tutorial system? They'll start... If they want to do it properly, they're going to have to start revamping that stuff regularly, or having the tutorial experience be modular and robust enough for them to change stuff easily and quickly, right? Hey, buddy. I'd love to see anything in drones and or escape pods. Most ships use either one or both of those mechanics, and getting that knocked out will go a long way. So I think part of the fiscalization of components and engineering they're bringing in 4.0 is a big step towards that as well, right? Obviously, they've got a level of modularity with the Retaliator now, but having the ability to have detachable command pods, detachable sort of escape pods and that sort of stuff, I think we're kind of there. They just haven't really implemented that properly. But yes, I'm looking forward to actually having those systems and the other stuff all come together. I brought Retaliator back, but don't have any modules for it. So I did the ticket and was basically told that they're still being worked on and can't be bought in game or on the pledge store. Okay, you'll get them when they're more ready. I thought they were... Because what version you've got of it, I suppose. Has there been any news on the Gattac Raylan? I've been out of the loop for a while. No real news on the Raylan. Might see some more of it at CitizenCon. Hey, love your videos. What vehicles do you think will fit in the Zeus ES? It'll be smaller stuff. I don't know how tall the door is, because could it get a Tumbrel Cyclone in there? Maybe. It depends on the door. You'll be able to get all the smaller bikes and stuff like that, and then the smaller vehicles. But I can't really tell you until we know more. Just checking to make sure it's not my plumber. I don't know who it was. FedEx delivery. Okay. Ooh. Yeah. Thank you for all the kind words. Genuinely appreciated. All ships with a crew level of more than 3 will effectively become non-soloable. So, for combat, probably. I mean, you're going to take... It's going to be dangerous, right? Because fires break out, components get damaged. You are going to be putting yourself in a dangerous position. But, with that in mind, you're in a dangerous position if you're in a single-seater fighter anyway, because if you start to take damage, well, you'd go back and repair. I suppose you're smaller and more easily able to dodge and run, right? But to use a multi-crew ship properly, you need a multiple crew. Any other news on systems other than Pyro and Next? Not really. I mean, no. I was going to say, like, the Odin system and stuff like that does get talked about, but it hasn't been for a while. It's Squadron 42 polish is going on at the moment for stuff like that. The only issue I agree with for the Corsair nerf is the front-facing guns no longer controlled by the pilot. The size down to 4 is a good move. Hell, the Carrack only has size 4s, and it's huge. I'd have been fine with them keeping the size, the larger size weapons, to be honest, on some of these ships. But we'll see. If you can, could you please ask CIG if they're still planning on player private servers and modding? Yes, I will. Considering the sheer variety of ships, we'll end up with... That's what we've talked about that. What else have we got? What are your thoughts on the leaked ship names in the game files? Any predictions on those? I don't know what you mean by predictions. Like, that's all stuff that's either being worked on for, or code names for stuff that's going to be coming in 24.2, CitizenCon, Intergalactic Aerospace Expo 4.0 and beyond. There's a load of ground vehicles and ships and stuff. We always expect a load of stuff at Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. Obviously, not a huge amount of stuff known about the leaked stuff other than the names that were shown there. I've got no hard information on any of them, unfortunately. Yeah, so I'd love the Mercury Star Runner to get a second exit. At the moment, it's only got the rear ramp, right? Really needs an emergency like escape ladder or something like that, and I hope it does get that. Does 3.24.2 have server meshing? No, but server meshing will be tested on 3.24.2 in the tech preview build. And 3.24.2 is built actually on 4.0's code base. 4.0 will have server meshing, which is still planned to come later in this year. 4.0. So 3.24.2 is actually 3.25. The naming convention's kind of irrelevant. It's a patch with some more features that's not 4.0. Yeah, so CitizenCon, actual physical event. They have them every year. Obviously, they closed down a bit for COVID. 2019 was the last one I went to. I think that might have been the last physical one I can remember. But they had a big one last year. It was the last one I physically went to, though, because it was in the UK. It was in 2019. This one again, this year's is in the UK in Manchester again. 2-day event. You can watch it live for free on the Twitch or Star Citizen YouTube. But I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, Hover trolleys are in 3.24.2. They are really broken, though. So just bear that in mind. And then I think they were only at distribution centres. I haven't seen them anywhere else. What are the odds of a 3.25 being released as opposed to 4.0? I suppose if 4.0 was super broken, they might do something like that. They're probably more likely to release a 3.24.x patch until 4.0 was released, if that was the case. I mean, it's never out of the realms of possibility, right? But I think it's unlikely. At the moment, it looks like testing for 4.0, which kind of 3.24.2 is kind of big steps towards that, because it is built on the code base. They're bringing more and more of those features from 4.0 or bits of those features across. Like, there are fire extinguishers in ships, but they're just not pickupable. They're not activated. There's the engineering terminals in ships. In 3.24.2, stuff like that. Why could you not just put a spacesuit on and vent all the air out of the ship to put it out? You could. You'd have to have your... Just say you'd have to have your life support powered, but I suppose you wouldn't. You'd have to have your life support powered to get air back on the ship. And someone explained to me why so many people who are into space games like Star Citizen Elite, Starfield, No Man's Sky also want base building. I've just wanted to fly my spaceship. Some people are just into industry. They like base building. Like to fly around and then come home. It's the exploration thing, right? Like to go, I've explored, I've got some loots, I've done some cool stuff, I'm now returning home for a rest and to upgrade and get new stuff and prepare for my next expedition. Org features have been needed in Star Citizen for many years and still have not been. They've done a few more party features and that sort of stuff, right? But we need some proper org features. At the very least, we need to be able to, at a glance, see what orgs people are in. Nice and simple. Nice and simple. And maybe different colour for org members. Just, I can see on my HUD. Done. Easy. So I want. That'd go a huge way. Statement 700 million explains why the game has so many different loops other than just spaceships. I mean, it's getting closer to 1 billion every day. But when will the campaign be out? I bought it as a child and now I'm an adult. Well, I bought it in my 20s and now I'm almost 40. I think that's right. Yeah. That is accurate. Do you think multi-crew will be viable before 4.0 is released? Yes. It's viable now. It's just there's a lot more reason to do it in 4.0 because of engineering. Is your website fixed now? So I've taken down the website. The redirects and stuff work. So we had a website breach or a hack or something. So we took the website down to make sure there were no problems or anything malicious going on there. It's all good now. Might have to rebuild and rework the website, but that's going to be good for the future when we do it right. Have you heard or read anything more about Orgs 2.8? No. I'm hoping we hear something at CitizenCon about that because it's so important, right? Do you think that getting more information on Star Citizen 1.0 will help us give an idea of when we can expect things like VIP Transport and Bounty Hunter 2.0? Yeah, I mean, I'd want to see a roadmap of the steps towards 1.0 and what they plan to have as a minimum viable product for Star Citizen 1.0. I mean, people might not like the term MVP, minimum viable product, but that is whatever a 1.0 is. That is what they consider their minimum viable product for 1.0, right? That's what Chris is going, this is what I want in it. And Tim, that's his minimum viable product. Are we going to get a live stream from CitizenCon from you? I will see if I can have the ability to do it, and we'll see what happens. I just learned from your last video that Mark Hamill and Henry Cavill are in Squadron 42. What a win. Yeah. There's loads of celebrities. Andy Serkis, Gillian Anderson, Gary Oldman. There's quite a lot. Mark Strong. Mark White. Is that the name of the Onion Knight? Yeah, just some genuinely great actors. Do you think the modules will come with other reworks like engineering gameplay? For the Retaliator we're talking about, aren't we? I mean, they're going to be part of engineering gameplay, and they're going to be part of the physicalization of components. And modules are going to be important to Star Citizen for ships to give them different purposes and stuff. So, I mean, they'll be part of it. Hey, buddy, love to see anything in drones and stuff. But yeah, we talked about that earlier. I would love to CIG to tell us their thoughts on what org features we will get in the future. 100% agree. It's just essential, right? Org chat too, yeah. I mean, there's some really simple stuff, really low-hanging fruit they can get into the game that will make a load of people so happy. And the thing is, I wouldn't mind if Star Citizen was very much an alpha, but they market it as this much more polished thing with each patch, right? It is a live product, and it is also an active development. Because of that, there's some stuff they should get in and maintain. one of those things is more org features and some basic ones. It's one of my main issues that I have with the game at the moment. With 4.0 coming, what do you think is the best multi-purpose single-seater ship? Best multi-purpose single-seater. I mean, you can probably get away with running like a Cutlass Black, really good multi-role. Technically not a single-seater. I mean, I love stuff like the Spirits. The thing is that multi-role in Star Citizen, it doesn't mean every role, and it doesn't have a. You're always going to want to have a little bit of a focus, whether it's it's a mission runner, or it's going to be doing cargo, or it's going to be looting, or it's going something, right? Shared hangars for orgs. Maybe this is all going to be part of homesteads, though. Maybe they're going to go, this is going to be a place for orgs to go, and actually we've got org features as part of homesteads, or some. Maybe they'll have it this year. Maybe they'll start talking about it. It'd be amazing if they do. I do think it's going to be an amazing CitizenCon, but I mean, CitizenCon's always pretty good. How much do you think the Zeus Mark 2CL will cost to upgrade on that upgrade ship part of the pledge store, Makata? You can. Let me show you something on the Robert Space Industries website. If you go to Robert Space Industries and you go to your hangar and you go to ship upgrades, or you can then go. Rather than my ships, you can go all ships, and then you can type in a ship that you want. So, what did you say you wanted? What ship am I looking for? I've totally blanked out. But you can type the name of the ship that you want in there. I can't remember what ship you asked for. Sorry, I totally blanked. I lost my brain. So you can go for the Zeus Mark II. You said, didn't you? Zeus Mark II CL. You can see that's $150. So around that, it might go up by about 25. But there might be war bond variants of the upgrade, and then you can see what ship that you've got. So it costs the difference between whatever ship you've got. So you've got a Nomad. A Nomad's worth 80, so it'd be $70. But obviously it might go up a little bit when it's actually released. You can see the current or most recent prices for ships there. Sorry, my brain just went blank for a second. Apologies. Hello. Thank you very much for all the kind words. Seeing as today is the last day for the buyback token, does that mean I lose the ability to buy back this year, or will it be... So they basically refresh every time the new buyback tokens come in. So you basically can hold one. Concierge might be able to hold two, but they refresh on those dates. You lose it if you haven't used it, but you can hold one always. So you haven't, when these refresh, and hold it until next time they refresh. What's your guess of the price of the Big Fury? $250. That's what you typically price big super heavy fighters as, right? What else have we got? Do you think we'll ever have the ability to share ships, or in your opinion, will that hinder sales? No. I mean, that's an important thing. You need to be able to do that. So sharing org features and stuff like that, they potentially by design, by marketing and stuff, they haven't prioritized those features. Maybe, though I think that the more developed those features get, the more sales that CIG will get. It will bring more people into getting hype about stuff and buying it for their groups, right? When you're most hyped for coming this year? Well, it's 4.0 in general. Like, just being able to get pyro and jump points and serve meshing all out, it is 4.0. I mean, I'm super hyped just going to CitizenCon. What else have we got? Please can you remind CIG at CitizenCon that Mercury style runner doors are slow at opening and the headlights are still broken? Yes. It is my favourite ship. I do want them to add an escape ladder. I want them to tweak some bits of it as well. What else have we got? Anything else? What about a basic Pisces for a single-seater multi-role? If you want it, if you want it as a shuttle or whatever. So I learnt to fly in the original, the old 325A, the Origin 325A, and I did loads of Vandal Swarm, and I got very, very good at Vandal Swarm because you used to be able to, with the 325A, I believe you will be able to again in the future, lock onto multiple targets with the missiles and fire at all the targets simultaneously. Made it fantastic for taking out, especially the elite waves of Vandal, at least made them retreat or disengage from you for a second so you could deal with a load of the others, go for the elites. Really liked that. The new 325s, the new 300 series are cool. They look better. I don't play Vandal Swarm like I used to. Maybe I'll get back into it. Carrack rework incoming. Well, all ships are getting reworked to a degree. Carrack needs to be made viable for the new cargo systems as well, and so it needs a little work. How are we going to make ourselves millionaires in real life by playing Star Citizen? Let's strategize. I think there was that group of people that early on in Star Citizen's development, they left their work and started a business for Star Citizen stuff. I think there will be gold sellers. I think people will do stuff like that. I'm not sure how allowed that's going to be by Star Citizen's terms and conditions and user license agreement stuff. So bear that in mind. I mean, you can make news and YouTube stuff on it. Can't wait to see you and Zin streaming CitizenCon. So we'll see what happens while we're there, because obviously we're attending the event this time around. I'll make it so that I can at least do it if I get the opportunity. We'll obviously be doing a load of videos and stuff straight after CitizenCon. I looked at the Mantis. The Mantis is around 150, and a cutter from that to the UK is about £100. If the Zeus Mark II CL stays at 150, I'm guessing, yeah, you have to wait and see. Obviously, that didn't account for when I was looking at those, it didn't account for VAT and taxes. And obviously, if you store credit to buy the upgrade, then you don't have to pay additional tax, right? Could loaning from an individual or org be like renting, where we get full access to it for a set time? Potentially. I mean, a more robust contracts system would be great. I know this is kind of negative. That's all cool. You can be as positive or negative or whatever. Just be, I suppose, honest, concise, non-offensive. I know this is kind of negative, and we all do not love that. But how far have you personally been disappointed, if so, by the disparity between CitizenCons and reality so far? Good question. So, if you had told me in 2015, when I went to my first CitizenCon in Manchester, UK, that Answer the Call 2016 wasn't actually going to be Answer the Call 2016 for Squadron 42, it was going to be Answer the Call 2025/2026, or Answer the Call ? Decade, then I'd probably be pretty grumpy. So I'm disappointed at the time it's taken and the slowness of the development and the delays and stuff, right? For sure, I mean, most people are. I'm also loving the project and its development and covering Star Citizen. So I love the project, warts and all, from the staff to the players to the game to the drama, all of it. I'm just sort of along for the roller coaster. But last year's CitizenCon, most of what they said is already in or going to be in for 24.2 and 4.0. Base building is probably the only thing really missing. Yeah, a couple of other things. Potentially they're not the new quantum travel, but it might be. A few other little things as well. I know, space whales. And Maelstrom. Okay, they're pretty big, but they might be turning up to a degree. I'm not gonna hold that hugely against them. They got a load of stuff in, and they're starting to make the CitizenCon stuff much more. This stuff's going to be in your hands within 12 months or by the end of the next year, and I like that. It doesn't have to hit all of it. How's the mental health since moving into new home? Pretty good. I mean, I am bipolar and I am anxious, and that doesn't help with anything. But it's great having my own home. It's great settling in. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving my house here, and I'm going to start. There's lots of stuff that's not done, right? So I want to get my. At some point when I'll check my money, sort of in March next year, sort of around that time, sort of end of tax year, I'll sort of work out how much more I'm paying myself in dividends and how much money I've actually made and how viable everything is. Because most of my money is going on my house and my mortgage and living now. So there's things I want to do, like I want to get my bathroom done, but not hugely. I just want to get like a new shower unit in, have the flooring done, and then general decoration, sort of paint and licks of paint around the place. I want to get my basement done, which will involve load of decoration and tidying and a couple of £1,000 worth of sort of like alterations and repairs there, maybe plastering as well. I also want to get my garden front and back done. That's a good amount of work. And the back I want to get like decked and ready for barbecue. But at the moment, the front and back of my house are awful. And then I want to get an even better security system. I've got a security system, but I want it so it's nice. And it's not huge amounts of money, but it's not something I can really afford at the moment. But once that sort of stuff is done, I will be much more relaxed, I think. There's just stuff that I sort of want to get done. I absolutely love my house. And I'm lucky in the fact that, yes, I do have pretty bad anxiety, and I'm bipolar, and that sort of stuff, but very manageable. Like I'm in the positioning where I'm super manager. Yeah, I hate gardening too, so I'm probably going to have the front of my garden just pretty much paved over, and then the back of my garden decked and ready for barbecues. That's why I don't want much in the way of green. I don't want to have to mow anything. I want low maintenance garden. But Father Russell, thank you so much for that super chat. That's genuinely appreciated, sir. What else? Yes, there's some cool hairstyles, tattoos, and that sort of stuff coming in with 3.24.2 as well. With CIG's interest in team and org play and the improvements to multi-crew and team-focused ship operation, do you think that CIG will enable org ownership of ships? Yes, at some point, but I'm hoping it's soon. Like as I said earlier with org features, it's essential to get in ASAP. Not sure why they haven't yet. Obviously, the more simple org features ASAP, but I do want org hangars, org ships, the ability to share all that stuff. I suppose one of the reasons they haven't done it with ships with real money being able to be org ships is org ownership, and those ships ownership, who actually has them when they've been bought with real money. It's something you want to do with ships that were only bought with in-game money. or wait until everything's live with that, so then it's all at the same time, right? You can make your bought ship an org ship if you want. You can change the ownership of that. You can sell that in game. Could you ask CIG devs at CitizenCon if we can get a colouring book or something that has all their tattoo art? I like the idea of having some art stuff like all their tattoos. Yeah, I'd love to see that concept stuff. I just wish they released concept portfolios every so often and went, look, these are the concepts of these ships and how they evolved. These are the concepts of these aliens or tattoos or whatever. You could do it for so many different things. How it's evolved. It's a whole relatively low-hanging fruit. I suppose it needs a reasonable amount of research of stuff, but it's all tracked, right? Shared ownership is very problematic as soon as real cash comes involved. Yeah, 100% agree. Wider type. Exactly. But you've got to remember that these ships will be transferable, the real money ships, eventually in game anyway, right? So I think it's fine to do, but it's a system that you should only do in game, and probably when everything switches over. No more resets. Now, what do you think of the tattoos? To me, the tattoos look like they were designed by someone who hadn't seen a tattoo. Well, it's in the future, and some of them are definitely tattoos. They look very tattoo-like. Others are a little bit, future tattoo. Like, there's better tech for tattooing, right? Nanobots. Nanomachines. I want tattoos on my body, not just my neck. That'll be a thing in the future, right? What else? So, really excited for CitizenCon. Less than 2 weeks. Yeah, if you've got any questions for that, chuck it on the Discord. Discord.gg/BoredGamer. Come on there. There is a CitizenCon section. If you're going to be there, tell me. I'll be organising some stuff. I'll at least tell people where we're going to be. Feel free to come up and say hello to Zin and I. I think her partner's going to be talking about the Star Citizen Control stuff he's going to be doing as well. So, really looking forward to that. It's going to be awesome, CitizenCon. 3.24.2. Expected to go to it's wave 1. Expected to go even wider PTU in potentially in this week. Yeah, loads of 4.0 adjacent features in there, and little minor things you can see from 4.0 sort of being tested. The devs at CitizenCon, can you ask them if they're planning on bringing 16, 24, and 32 SU sizes to store all availability as well? Okay, yeah. Expansion of the cargo modules and cargo crates and that sort of jazz. Could you theoretically become a mob boss in Star Citizen who loans money to people and collects on debts? Yeah, I suppose you could. A robust contract system potentially would allow you to do that. We'll sort of see. But yeah, I suppose you could just do it kind of roleplay, like, give me this, I'll lend you this money. And then you can set bounties on people that don't return your money in the time and charge them interest. I mean, much easier to do in lawless systems, right? Yeah, so I think that there will be transferred and /group /org ownership of ships in the future, for sure. They had been building a permission system out so that the owner of a ship can set different permissions for the crew, which I assume is coming 4.1 would be my expectation. So basically you go, this gunner, this guy on my ship who's the gunner, has access to a room, these core areas of the ship, and the corridors and doors leading to the turret he uses. And then maybe some form of exit or escape pod to the ship. But he doesn't have access to the captain's quarters. He doesn't have access to the bridge, maybe. And an engineer, you'd go, well, they have access to the engineering consoles, they have access to these seats, and they have access to these corridors and these doors, that sort of stuff. You basically set what systems they can use on the ship, what seats, what doors will open for them. Really looking forward to that. And I think that's all going to sort of, it's getting tied more and more into org play as well, because it's group play, org play, multi-crew. It's all adjacent, right? CCL or Spirit C1, who do we go with for the medium cargo level? Up to you. I think maybe wait until the Zeus is actually in game and see how it feels, plays, and the size of the doors, so you can see what you can get in there. I'm not a fan of the Reliance personally, so Reliant has a dedicated variant. Yeah. I mean, I've got a Mako. I want the news van, but when do you think the Space Whales? Crusader looking at the Space Whales, they are going to be added at some point. I don't think it's going to be too long. Sort of just because they had them in the trailers, right? In the engine last year. Space Cows, they are planned for 4.0. And what do you think will be released first, the Merchant or the Galaxy? Probably the Galaxy. The Merchantman, they basically went, look, we can get the Merchantman out, or we can work on a chain of 3 RSI ships, like the Polaris, like the Perseus, like the Galaxy. Polaris hopefully coming out later this year with Intergalactic Aerospace Expo's the hope. Any info on the Guardian? No, so we don't have any real information on the Fat Fury Guardian or whatever at the moment on any of those leaks. They are at the moment just rumours and leaks until they're not. So we might see it at the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo or CitizenCon. Only real thing we've got on it is Jared saying, we're working on the Mirai Guardian. But he said, what he actually said, will we be able to put bounties on randos? So I'm not sure how the bounty system is going to work, but potentially it would still be illegal to take someone out that wasn't a criminal, right? But you potentially could put private bounties on them. Could you ask the devs at CitizenCon to give us some more up-to-date information on animals coming to the game? Yes, the Boreal Stalker, which is the Microtech Yeti, stuff like that, 100%. The Valak here, but the sound ones. Right, now upgrading the cutter to Zeus Mark II. So basically come full cycle. Mirror Guardians, that the Fat Fury, we believe so. That's what the sort of indications are. Can't verify anything until it's literally in our hands, but and you hear lots of leaks and rumors about people saying, yes, I know it's this. I promise you, unlikely they know that. They might think that, they might expect it. Another one, can you ask them if they're planning on bringing ship door locks open to the game soon? I want to be able to run down a Crusader ship without waiting on the doors forever. So, soft death isn't going to be a thing in the same way anymore. Ships' doors will be openable with hacking, breaching charges, and some other methods as well. Sort of that stuff will be changing a bit. Since this year's gone was RSI year, what manufacturers do you think start to produce in the coming? It'll be a mixture. They're going to split off into multiple teams, in my opinion, and they've got quite a lot of staff members now, and that are all viable to work on environments, stations, structures, gameplay area, and or ships and vehicles. And when Squadron 42 is finished, I think they'll have a lot more people to do that. Any idea or any news when they're going to fix the Carrots cargos? I've talked about it, so we're waiting on it to be made cargo ready. I'm hoping it's going to be part of 4.0, but I don't know. How can we convince CIG that the persistent universe needs the cuddy purple and the skateboard? You're a monster. Do you know if the elevators at are working? I don't. There is a reasonable amount of elevator and transit problems still in that patch. I don't remember reading it being anything being fixed for that in the patch notes so far, but I haven't really tested that. It might be. Right. Am I right in remembering that we get a half-decent combat ship in Star Citizen for completing Squadron? So when you get to a certain stage in Squadron 42, you will have access to different military gear, like be it FPS weapons and ships and vehicles, somehow to access them, maybe purchase them, maybe rent them, whatever, in the persistent universe as well. So one of those ships that we know that we're going to have to access by playing Squadron 42 in the persistent universe is the F8 Lightning. What's the best starter ship for people wanting to do exploration and potentially some base building? So I say there's no starter base builder yet, but yet. I mean, you probably want something like a Spirit. Spirit E1's pretty good. No, what am I talking about? What am I talking about? Spirit C1. So you depends how small you want to go. Yeah, something like Spirit C1's pretty good multi-role. Something like a Black's pretty good multi-role. I mean, there's a load of relatively good multi-role ships or ships that are reasonable at exploration. It depends on the size you want to go, really. Appreciate all the kind words, thank you. That's not why I was asking about. It's that the doors can be locked in the open position instead of waiting. Oh! So I believe that will be a thing as part of engineering in 4.0. Because you're able to, I believe, open vents and doors with the life support / engineering system. So I believe you can have them open. Apologies. I thought you were talking about breaching of doors.
Have a cold one on me. Cheers.
Oh, thank you very much, Baba Yaga. Genuinely appreciated. I will have a cold one on you. It's appreciated. I'm really looking forward to CitizenCon. Genuinely, thank you very much for everyone that supported the channel. And I hope to see some of you at CitizenCon. And I will be streaming next week as well. So we'll gather some more questions and sort of finalise some plans. Hopefully talk about CitizenCon in a bit more detail. Hopefully we'll have the schedules by then of exactly what's going to be shown panel-wise. But yeah, thank you so much. I am going to find someone else that is streaming and send you over to them. He was around. And then I'm going to get the podcast that's in and I have done out. I'm going to send you to... Ooh. Yeah. Good old Space Tomato, because I was on his podcast recently. Trade. Lots of Space Tomatoes, I've put that. Perfect. Thank you so much for watching. Genuinely appreciate it. Thank you very much for the questions and the additional questions for CitizenCon. Genuinely appreciated. If you've got any more, then go to my Discord. Send or PM me on there. But there is a CitizenCon section for saying if you're going to be going or if you've got any questions to ask. But yeah.